Good afternoon, and thank you for clicking on my channel once again. My name is Roman, and these are my reviews, okay? So today's video is about the 2025 Anaconda. It's a reboot, if you will, and it is a action adventure comedy film. And it states as a group of friends are going through a midlife crisis, they decide to remake a favorite movie from their youth, but encounter unexpected events when they enter the jungle. And so this stars none other than Jack Black, Paul Rudd, Steve Zahn, and Thandie Newton. Again, they grew up as a bunch of like a group of friends from their childhood who loved making movies, right? And Doug, who Jack Black plays, he became this wedding video director, making wedding videos. Paul Rudd is this Hollywood kind of hard to get roles. He's like in these um, dramas that are on TV, but he's just like these maybe couple roles in each pilot or each episode, whatever. So he doesn't have quite the career that he wants. Um, Not too sure about Steve Zahn's character. They don't really see what he does. And kind of the same for Thandie Newton. It's like she was married, then she got divorced, whatever. Anyway, so again, um, this was one of their dreams was to um, remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it, um, a classic from their youth. And so Paul Rudd's character, Ronald, or as they call him in the movie, Griffin, he tells his friends first. He tells Jack Black's character, Doug, that so I have acquired the rights to Anaconda, and what if we go and make our own version of Anaconda? And they're like, "What? No way! You got the rights to Anaconda?" He's like, "Yeah, this lady, she liked a couple of my episodes, and she gave me the rights to it." Which in the end came out to be a lie because they were actually going to film a reboot of Anaconda. The real people from Sony. And anyway, so they're on their way to do such um, filming, and things unfold on their way. They run into a lady who's pretending to be the guy's daughter. He's so this lady. She seems like she's trying to get away from these thugs. She seems to be the one in peril, right? And um, so she says like, "Oh, my father says he can't drive today. He's in the hospital, and so I have to get the boat to somewhere else." And of course, they're like, "No, no, no. You're our only hope. Like we rented out this boat. Like we really need it to film a movie." And blah blah blah. So she ends up helping them, and so they had this. snake wrangler guy, and so they're using this snake to film. Griffin's character ends up killing the snake, which I think was like on day 2 or 3 of the shoot. Um, the guy's like in mourning because he kills a snake, and um, so they end up trying to go find another snake in the middle of the night. And when doing so, um, Griffin gets scared, not only because it's in the middle of the night, but he just don't feel right about it. And then he's trying to, you know, call on the snake wrangler guy, and he's not getting any word, so he just runs back to the boat, and he tells the others like, I can't seem to find, what is his name, by the way? I keep calling him snake wrangler guy, which that's really what he was, but um, Santiago. He says that Santiago's missing. I was trying to find him. He apparently went another way, and I went back to the boat, and yeah. Um, he's like, well, all right. If you don't come back in an hour, we'll go looking for him. So they end up doing that. Um, they find this um, what to me it looks like a van, but I forgot what the word they used for it, like an RV or something. And um, they're trying to get it started, and then when doing so, Santiago's body just like pops into the windshield. She's like, "What was that?" And all of a sudden, they see this big giant ass snake, and it's like, "Oh my god!" And so like trying to get the van started, and they do that, and they're like trying to get away, and then they have the other people running after them. It was like chaos on top of chaos, and um, um, the girl who was the boat operator ended up being a thief because she was like she was found all this gold, and the people that were after her were ended up being cops, and yeah. It's like you think something is real that ends up not being real, and then it's like, oh, this is the twist and whatever. um but that happened, so the snake ended up killing the girl who was the thief, and it's like, all right, we got to get out of here. And so they're running away and trying to get to safety. All of a sudden, like they're having this little um nice, like, authentic conversation between um the group, basically, but it's more so with um named, oh lord, okay, Griffin and Doug. Griffin is telling Doug, like, look, I'm so sorry I dragged you guys into all of this. I really wanted to have that same feeling that we did when we were kids and like trying to make a film. And he was like, no man, don't be sorry, like, I'm sorry I never came to California, and blah blah blah. And all of a sudden the snakes come out of nowhere and just like sucks up Doug, and it was just like, what? And then like they're trying to run and get away, um and all of a sudden, like, there's like, well, okay, we see a way out. It's an open pasture, but the snake can come from either way. And all of a sudden, Doug's body drops down along with the pig or boar, and this is a scene that's actually in the trailer. Um, they tape down the boar on top of Doug's head because they think that he's dead, and it's like, well, he can be the guinea pig of like a words. He could be, you know, our way out. And they do that, and the other guy, who was Steve Zahn's character, is like, "Oh, let's put a rat in his mouth because snakes love rat meat." It's just like, this movie is so stupid, but there are some funny parts in it. Um, so they're doing that, and all of a sudden, Doug wakes up, and he's like, "What? What? What is on me?" And he's like, "Run! The snake is behind you!" You know. And he's like, "What? Run!" You know. So he's running, and then he's like, "What is on top of me? Don't worry about it. Just run." And he's doing that. Then of course the boar wakes up too. We're thinking it's dead, and oh my god. And so, and oh my god. Excuse me. Um, so they ended up getting away, and then they get to the set of the actual Anaconda set. That set is wrecked. And who do they run into? Ice Cube. Ice Cube is playing himself. Um, there's like, "Ice Cube, what are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry." He's like, "Ice Cube." He's like, "Yeah, who do you think it was, John Voight?" And um, he's like, "Yeah, we're filming here, and this anaconda just like tore up the set, and a lot of people are in danger and whatnot." And they mentioned J Lo's name. We're thinking like, "Oh, she's not in the movie. She's got bigger, better things to do probably." And it's like, "Oh no, we saved J Lo. J Lo's like Jenny from the block, um, whatever." And so, long story short, they ended up saving the day. They used some pyros to, um, like, I guess, to help it explode, blow up the snake. That it almost didn't work out, and then all of a sudden, Griffin uses a flare gun and shoots at it again, and it blows it up, and uh, snake parts kind of go here and there. Um, and they ended up showing their video at their hometown, like for International Film Fest, and then at the end, J Lo shows up at Doug's door and says, "You were the one who filmed the unauthorized Anaconda film, right?" He was like, "Yes." She's like, "Look, I really loved it, and I would love to know if you would come back and direct the sequel to Anaconda." And he of course passes out, and that was the end of it. That was the end. So not only did Ice Cube make a cameo, J Lo did too. So with all of that being said, this was the most, and I already knew. I was like, this is gonna be the dumbest fucking film probably of 2025. It wasn't the most, like, it wasn't the worst film, but it's just out there. And I'm like, look, okay, here are my thoughts. Why would you take a movie from, I think, 1995 and turn it into um, a comedy? Like, that was like in the horror realm. Was it the greatest film? No. It was cool for what it was at that time, you know. I haven't seen it in a while, but I was just like, I wouldn't mind revisiting it and, and give my thoughts on it again. But I do remember it. Um, and that was like one of J Lo's first films, I think, after Selena. And she was getting up there, getting well known again, getting known, and yeah, you got J Lo, you got Ice Cube, you got John Boyd. Um, so it was, I think, at that time it was like a star-studded cast, and but I guess in this sense you do have a star-studded cast, but in a comedy sense, you got Jack Black, you got Paul Rudd, um, you got Steve Zahn, which I like him. I think he's funny, but I don't think he's like known in a sense like Jack Black and Paul Rudd are. And then Thandie Newton, kind of same thing with her. Um, but overall, I'm like the film was just crazy. It was like, again, like this comedy, and it was just not, I guess, being taken serious. And I don't know. I miss like a horror element when it's supposed to be like a horror film. But I don't know. I think they messed up on that. Um, but I don't know. I just I hate when they mess up like an IP where they could have taken something really great and made it even better. You know. Um, but mm, my review. I'm sorry, not my review. How I would rank this. I don't know. Out of 5 stars, 2, 10, 5. Um, I don't think I would watch it again. I really don't. And again, I knew I was not going to like this movie. Again, there were some great comedy elements to it, but I mean, again, there's some moments where I'm just like, whew, mm-mm, yeah. But if you had seen this film, let me know. Let me know what you thought about it. Um, and if even if you've seen the '95 version, how would you compare it? How do you rank the two out of separately? Um, and if you haven't seen either one of them, do you plan on watching them? Let me know. Comment down below. And if you're not already subscribed, please do so. It would help me out immensely. And I said it in the last video, but Happy New Year. This will be the last time you're going to hear that from me because you only get a week with Happy New Year's. So that's it. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.